One thing we know for sure here at Gardening Australia is that you love indoor plants because you tell us all about it on our socials. Well, Sophie has a great hack for you that will help you increase the number of your indoor plants by putting more of them into one pot. Check this out.
There's so much to choose from when it comes to indoor gardening. From bold statement plants like ficus and palms to a vast array of philodendrons and even the classic devil's ivy, there's more available now than ever. Indoor plants are usually planted individually, but it's possible to experiment and plant multiple types together. This not only helps to mimic the forest environment most of them come from, but can also make a unique display and fit more plants into a small space, so you don't have to choose just one. When choosing plants for your home, it's important to first figure out the lighting levels of a particular spot, the size and shape you need, and whether it's particularly humid or dry. Once you have these questions answered, it's time to choose the right combination of plants that suit the conditions. An easy place to start is by planting multiple individuals of the same plant type together in the one pot, because they're highly likely to thrive in the same conditions, like these philodendrons or these devil's ivies. But if you feel you want to get more creative and use different species to utilise different textures and shapes, ferns can be a great place to start, especially suited to areas that are bright with indirect light and high humidity, like a bathroom. I've got the blue star fern here, which is related to the hare's foot and it creeps by rhizomes, and this one here is the button fern. Now, both of these are really hardy and worth trying, even if you haven't had success with ferns indoors before. Use a well-draining, nutrient-rich soil, such as half premium potting mix, combined with half cocoa peat or orchid bark and a good handful of perlite. If you're starting with small plants, you can fit 2 to 3 in a medium pot. You want a balance between overwhelming them with space, which can lead to soggy soil, and giving them each room to grow. Now, you're going to want to make sure that you water your plant thoroughly to ensure the potting media is wet throughout, and then obviously leave them to drain properly before you take them inside. In a natural forest habitat, ground covers, vines and trees all live together in a rich, diverse environment. Now, if you want to try and recreate this communal living and try a more complex combination, first, you need to choose a large plant to suit your space. Something like this classic Monstera deliciosa. It's a rainforest vine that constantly climbs upwards, and the lower leaves can eventually die off. Best in medium to very bright light, they only need repotting every few years and have big fleshy roots to hold on to water through periods of drought. These are such a great plant to start with because they're so tough. Just make sure you've got some support for them to hang on to and enough space for the leaves to spread out as the plant grows up. For the smaller plants, go for those with shallow roots, such as bromeliads or this anthurium. These tend to take their water and nutrients from the top, so they won't be competing so much with the larger plant. Another great option is devil's ivy. It'll grow just about anywhere and it will scramble, hang over the edge of the pot and cover the soil and give that dense, lush, tropical-inspired look. This mix is perfect for being against a wall, with the tall monstera at the back or even in front of a window that doesn't get direct hot sun. Check the water regularly using your finger or a water meter and give the pot a good soak once the top few inches feel dry. They will need a little more attention than if they're on their own, as the smaller plant's roots can dry out at a different rate to the big ones until they get established. There's no one way to garden, and the same goes for inside. Have fun experimenting with different combinations of colour, shape and texture to fit in even more varieties. And enjoy bringing a bit of wild inside.